everybody, and welcome to Forever Motorsports. And today we're going to be talking about Max Verstappen to Mercedes. After a couple of conversations apparently over the weekend and a lot of speculation surrounding the future of Max Verstappen, Red Bull, and Christian Horner, as well as Helmut Marko and the entire sort of Red Bull ecosystem, which is apparently currently very, very disrupted and apparently not particularly cohesive at the moment, following the sort of saga surrounding Christian Horner and the complaint of inappropriate behavior within Red Bull. Before we get into some of the details as to whether or not we might actually see Max Verstappen switch from the Red Bull to Mercedes, please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Right, so Max Verstappen and Checo Perez cruising to a 1-2 finish in Bahrain in the first Grand Prix weekend would suggest that Red Bull continues to be in a class of its own. And whilst maybe a bit of improvement from Ferrari, looks like no team right now are fully prepped to be able to compete with that Red Bull. And that's going to be an interesting sort of a part of it, because at the end of the day, drivers are always going to follow the fastest car where they can, So Max Verstappen is very unlikely to leave Red Bull to another team unless he truly believes that that other team's car has what it takes to win championships. He wants to be the most successful Formula One driver of all time. And at his age, with 2 world championships under his belt, he's looking very good to do just that. So it's going to be an interesting few months ahead in terms of what's going to happen at Red Bull, with apparently Josh Verstappen has come out and said that Christian Horner and the whole saga is really disrupting the team. He needs to go potentially, and there have since been photos of a conversation coming between Toto Wolff and Josh Verstappen, and it was alleged this is really the first time they've been seen in public speaking to each other since the sort of championship issue back in Abu Dhabi all those years ago. So apparently it might have reconciled. And apparently there's also rumors that there was a conversation that took place between Max Verstappen and Toto Wolff, team principal at Mercedes, in the hotel where they shared a while back. So apparently, according to F1 Insider, there is in fact a clause which would allow Max Verstappen to walk out of his contract. He's currently contracted there until 2028. So still got 4 years left on that contract after this year. So apparently he has a clause which says that if Helmut Marko goes, he can use that as an exit clause. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. So basically, I think a lot of this sort of depends on what happens with Christian Horner. And I think at the moment, a couple of years ago, Christian Horner, I think, was, almost irreplaceable at Red Bull. I think these days, at the moment, Max Verstappen is probably more important than Christian Horner. So it's a very interesting situation at the moment, where I do believe that Red Bull can continue to thrive if Christian Horner were to make way, because at the moment it seems that, if they were to back him over the driver might leave, and Red Bull are not going to let their best prospect of just continue to win them world championships leave just like that. So apparently also what's very interesting is that Helmut Marko has come out and said that he will not stand in his way if Verstappen does decide to leave. Now, F1 Insider in the same report said that a close friend of Marko said that if Horner stays, Helmut Marko and Adrian Newey will quit and Max will go to Mercedes. That can't be verified, so that is pure speculation. But it's an interesting concept, if it does come to a sort of a bit of an ultimatum situation where it becomes choosing Horner or choosing the likes of Helmut Marko, Adrian Newey, Max Verstappen, I'm pretty sure Red Bull will go with the latter. But Christian Horner has been responsible for building them into the team that they are today, so he's not something they would want to lose either. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they sort of navigate this very interesting and tricky period over the coming months. What do you think? Max Verstappen to Mercedes, could it work? Well, it would be quite a cool move to see if we saw Max Verstappen moving to Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton to Ferrari, for example. Who would go to Red Bull? You could maybe see a Carlos Sainz, who's almost been told he's the sort of requirements at Ferrari. Could he end up in a Red Bull and all of a sudden be competing for titles? So hopefully we could see a bit of movement, and hopefully we'll see a really, really interesting grid come 2025. But until then, we're going to focus a bit on what's happening in Saudi Arabia this weekend as we go to the second race. Which teams will be able to catch up? Will Red Bull remain dominant? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve. I'll chat to you soon.